Parsha Shmos, Chamishi. The Aliyah opens up continuing with the dialogue between Hashem and Moshe Rabbeinu, and Hashem is telling Moshe to go tell the Ziknei Yisrael that I am Hashem, and I'm going to take you out of Mitzrayim and bring you into Eretz Yisrael, and they're going to listen to you, and you're going to go with them to Paro, and you're going to request of Paro if all of Klal Yisrael can leave for 3 days to go on a journey into the wilderness and to be able to bring karbanos to Hashem. Now, I know that ultimately Paro is not going to listen to you, and Rashi points out that unless I actually bring the makos and show my strong hand to Paro, he's not listening. But then we're going to bring the makos, we're going to show Mitzrayim our strong hand, and when you're going to leave, you're actually going to leave with a lot of good stuff. They're going to ask them for their silver vessels, their gold vessels, their garments, to borrow it from them, and they're actually going to allow it, and ultimately you're going to be taking that out of Mitzrayim. Now Moshe Rabbeinu says to Hashem, I don't think they're going to believe me. So Hashem goes on to show him 3 signs to show Klal Yisrael that they should believe you. The first one is, he said, take that stick that's in your hand, that mata, throw it to the ground. As soon as that happens, it turns into a snake. And then Hashem says, grab it back. As soon as he grabs it back, it turns back into a stick again. The next thing he says is, take your hand and stick it into your chest. And as soon as he pulled it out, his hand was filled with tsaras, filled with leprosy. And Hashem said, put it back into your chest and take it out. Now, his hand was all clean again. Now, it's interesting. Rashi points out that the reason for the snake and the reason for the tsaras was to tell Moshe Rabbeinu that you're speaking negatively about Klal Yisrael by saying that they're not going to believe you. We know that the snake is the representation of Lashon Hara when it came to Adam and Chava, and we know, of course, that tsaras, leprosy, is the punishment for one who speaks Lashon Hara. And Hashem says, if they don't believe you on these first 2, you're going to take water from the river and you're going to put it on the ground. It's going to turn into blood. Now Rashi points out the reason for that was because he wanted to show Klal Yisrael that the first makkah that I'm going to do on Mitzrayim is going to be a plague where I'm going to strike at their God itself. And they considered the Nile River to be their God. But the conversation continues, and Moshe says, I know, I get it, they'll believe me, but I'm a kvad peh, I'm not a person that can speak. I have difficulty speaking with my mouth, etc. Don't send me, I shouldn't be the leader. And he goes on to say the famous words, Shlach nabi ad tishlach. Send the one who you usually would have leading the group, which is, of course, Aaron HaKohen. And the pasuk then says that Hashem gets a little angry. It says, Vayichar af Hashem b'Moshe. Hashem is disappointed, Hashem is angry with Moshe. And Rashi says that at this point in time, Hashem took away the kahuna rights from Moshe and he gave it over to Aaron. And in turn, he gave what Aaron was supposed to get, which was to be a Levi, and gave that over to Moshe. And then Hashem assures Moshe that Aaron is going to be very happy with you having this position in case you're worried that he's going to be insulted. And the Aliyah concludes with Hashem telling him that ultimately you're going to be in charge, you're going to call the shots, and Aaron is going to be with you, and Aaron is going to be speaking on your behalf.